Mr. Joel, who is a tourist expert. So we'll be interacting on the issues of tourism. So, Mr. Joel, welcome to Ewenyigba TV.
Thank you very much, Christian. I hope you're doing well.
Oh, thank God I'm okay.
Okay, I'm fine too.
Okay, that's good. Yes, when they talk about tourism or a tourist or tourist guide, what does that mean?
Thank you very much. I think tourism is a multi-discipline field. It has a lot of sectors under it. But generally, tourism means traveling from your place of residence, your place of abode, your usual place of residence, to another place for not less than 24 hours, meaning that you have to at least spend a night away from your home, your residence, your abode, in order to qualify as a tourist. But the intention of this travel too is not to go for a funeral or a visit to a family member, but it is for adventure, it's for discovery, it's for leisure, it's for pleasure, it's for recreation, it's for rest. So when you are able to do anything like that outside your own place of residence, then you have done tourism or you are a tourist.
Okay, thank you so much. But when they talk about tourist sectors or tourist attraction, what is the main, what do you call it? How can you describe that?
Tourism is an economic sector. Today, tourism is part and parcel of the economic planning of communities, districts, municipalities, cities, regions, countries, and continents. So it's like gold, it's like diamond, it's like bauxite, it's like cocoa, it's like coffee, it's like manganese, it's like bauxite. It's like anything we do for economic benefit, for economic gain. Yeah, so tourism today is uh, is a gold mine in inverted commerce that communities, cities, assemblies, regions can exploit or explore in order to derive benefit, revenue, income for socio-economic development. Yeah, so when we talk about tourism, we're talking about first and foremost people having money to spend. So if you have money to spend, you look at a place or on what to spend that money. So today, uh, tourism has become part and parcel of individual or families or corporate bodies annual budgeting. So like you plan to buy a car, you plan to buy food, you plan to buy clothing, people are now planning to go and spend a day or two or three or a week or two somewhere else. So because they want to travel, like they want to buy a car, they save towards it, they raise income and go and spend it on traveling, on tourism. Yeah, so today tourism is an economic sector. Globally, it's a big sector. Probably we may come to the figures as we go on.
Okay, thank you so much. And in this case, when they say somebody is a tour guide, so what qualifies one to be a tour guide?
Okay, when tourists come, it means that they are moving from their areas of abode, areas of residence, to a new area because they want to experience something new. And because they don't know that area, there's a need to have people who conduct, who take these visitors in inverted commerce to the places they want to go to, the things they want to see, the places they want to lodge in, the food they want to eat, the stories they want to hear, or the natural wonders they want to see. There should be people who are trained to go and tell these visitors, these tourists, the story of those places. So anybody, lady, a gentleman, a woman, a man, a young man, who has undergone training in a professional setting or institution, has received a certificate or a license, becomes a professional certified licensed tour guide. Somebody who has that professional qualification to take visitors around the community, around tourist sites, around tourist attractions, by telling them the story behind those attractions. Such persons are called tour guides or tourist guides.
So in this case, are you saying that if one is not having the license, is not having the certificate, is not qualified to be a tour guide? I don't know if that is what you say.
Yes, to a great extent, that is exactly what I'm saying. Like we also have other professions. Uh, we have trained teachers and trained teachers. We call them professional teachers and non-prof teachers. And so also in other professions, you may know the tenets of the profession and be doing it. But when it comes to the professionalization, you are not a professional. You are not qualified because a recognized institution hasn't given you the license, the certificate to go and do it. Yeah, so people do it. You know the story of a tourist site like the Blue Waterfall or the Umbrella Rock or the Mole National Park or the beaches or a festival. You know the story. You can tell any visitor the story. And you are also doing what tour guides do. But in that case, if you haven't got a license, a certificate by a recognized national accredited body to do it, then you are not a professional certified tour guide.
Okay, so when they talk about tourist sector or tourist attraction, what makes a thing a tourist sector or attraction? I don't know if
Yeah,
there is any significant things or unique things about anything that is a tourist sector also.
thank you. The tourism sector is a broad sector, and there are about 5 or 6 things that make up the sector, and they all begin with A, letter A. Number one is accommodation. So by accommodation, it means when people travel out of their abode, they can sleep in the open. So they need a place where they can lay their head in the night. So that brings about the accommodation. Then we have the hotels, the motels, the inns, the lodges, the resorts, and they have the classification and the categorization. Budget, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star, and we even have up to 7 star or so in countries like Dubai, Emirates, and the rest. Yeah, so that's a accommodation. Number two is access road. You know, when the tourist attractions are away from town, away from the community, there should be a linking road, and they should be in a certain form in order to make the traveling along the road good. So we call them accessibility. The place to have connecting lines, communication lines, like road, maybe first class, second class, or third class, motorable road. Number 3A is the attractions themselves. And tourism should have things that will attract people. When you ask me now, why do people go to Dubai? People go to France. People go to Spain rather than coming to Ghana. It's about attractions. For example, as we talk now, France is the country that receives the highest number of tourists every year. About 89 million international tourists visit France to see what? The Eiffel Tower. that tower they have in Paris, to have what? A museum called the Louvre Museum, one of the oldest and the finest museum. People want to go there and see things. When today people go to Dubai, what is there? They are using their desert to attract people because they have created the attraction there, artificial attractions. They have water parks. They have things that attract people. So attractions are a key player, a key subsector in the tourism sector. So if you have things that they are not yet developed to attract people, they are potentials. We call them tourism potentials. So that's why I say Volta region, we have potentials. They are raw in nature. They are raw in their state. We need to refine them. We need to bring them to internationally accepted standards that can attract the people to come and see them, have a view, have a sight of them. So after accommodation and accessibility and attractions, we also have what we call activities. Activities like festivals. When you go to the beaches, horse riding, quack bikes, swimming, um, boating, skiing, kayaking, climbing or hiking in mountains, canopy walk. Yeah, so there should be activities, tourist activities, swimming, volleyballing, and all those things should be created in an environment that when tourists come, they will be able to have events to partake in. The other aspect of activities is the event. We have scenes and the event. So the events are like the festivals, our cultural festivals, like in Anglo here, the Hobechocho Festival, the Somatutu Festival, the Tochocho or Festival, I think for Sogakope people, Sope people. Yeah, so you must have those things that will bring in the people. The other thing that I want to talk about is amenities. Amenities. And what are amenities? Amenities are life supporting things like electricity, like potable water, like telephone lines. Today we will talk about internet connectivity. Yeah, are those things found in areas so that when people come, having access to those things that will make just life comfortable for a night or two, are they there? And the other thing that comes under amenities are like restaurant, eateries, joints, where people can go and eat standard food that when they eat it, they may not have problems with digestion and with their stomach. Yeah, so if those things are in place, then the amenities are there. They can be restaurant, they can be inn, they can be eateries, they can be even chop bar standard. If those things are there, then we are ready for tourism. The next A is what we call awareness. 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 That is what is dear to my heart. If you don't advertise what you have, nobody will know that you have such things. And that is the problem we have in Volta region, in the district in Southern Volta. Sogakope, Anglogan, Keta, Ketu South, Ketu North, Akachi South, Akachi North, and Adaplo, Ziopi, Atidome, that is, Tons Central and Town North. We have things, Christian, we have things, but have we added value to them and have we created awareness about those things? If not, then we are not doing well in that area. So these are the things that when you put it together, you have what you call the tourism stuff, the tourism package.
So thank you so much for that. My next question is, with the kind of knowledge that you have as far as tourism is concerned, with your experience, personally, what are you doing, maybe in support of the government, or personally, what are you doing to bring this into reality
Thank
with
you
the
very,
kind of the experiences that you have?
thank you very much. I did geography and tourism and as first degree. Yeah, so since that time, over 20 something years now, I've realized that our problems are self-made our problems are self-made. You know, when I was doing tourism, I studied a few regions. One of them is the Indonesia region, especially the city called Bali. And then when you go to Bangladesh and other places, your question is, what am I doing with that? I brought the knowledge home. You know, I've been writing about tourism and tourism potential of Southern Volta for years now. I wrote a book.
Okay.
I wrote a book, The Acres of Diamond of
Okay.
Agbagã and
That is
Keta Agbagã.
tourism acres of diamond in Keta Agbagã.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 180 something, 158 pages. Yeah, so I documented most of the tourist attractions in Keta and Agbagã, about 42 of them. We have about 50 some. That's what my research found on the ground. Natural attractions, we are sited between two water bodies, the Atlantic Ocean, with beautiful beaches. Then we have the lagoon just behind us. When you go a little bit further, you have the Volta River, the largest river system in Ghana. It comes to the Southern Volta. We have cultural attractions, our festivals, the way we dress, the way we marry traditionally, the way we outdoor our babies, our our food, the way we cook them is unique. That cuisine, that cooking of food stuff is called cuisine. It is just perfect. And the science of food, gastronomy, it is unique. It is just in Anglo Volta region that we have been able to transform cassava into more than 10 other food items. Other places, you will not see they use cassava for probably only nko, or cassava for only fufu, or cassava for only gari. But here, cassava is made into gari, made into tapioca, made into agbelekaklo, made into yakaike, made into starch pono, made into uh, what else? Agbagã, and we also use it for how do you call it? Pono,
The starch one.
no, no, not starch pono.
Okay.
Belly pono.
Okay.
Belly pono.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have about 10 things that we convert that. It is only the Anglo AV people who are able to transform cassava. So those things are already things we have to teach people. Yeah, teach people our local food, how we cook it. Teach people our ceremonies, outdoor ceremonies, marriage ceremony, puberty right ceremonies, death ceremonies, life ceremonies. All these things are things that we can do. So I have documented all those things in this book. Now I have also written to assemblies, municipal assemblies, DC assemblies about what we can do about what we have here as potential. Yeah, so by God's grace, as I talk to you now, I'm a government appointee in the Keta Municipal Assembly, and I'm in charge of climate change, tourism, and sports. The subcommittee on climate change, tourism, and sports. I'm the chairman of that subcommittee, where we are trying to bring all this natural stuff, all this potential into a marketable product that we can market, promote, and use to attract people, tourists, both local and international, into our area. So I have taken my time and I did one of the biggest projects in Keta Anglo here, where about 7 days we went around every community from the estuary of Adan to Bomigo, Atiteti, Anyanui, Adakoji, Atoko, Anglogan, We, Degue, Jerukope, Keta, Ewenyigba, Abo, Anyako, Seva. We went to Atiavi, we went to Atogodo, we went to all these areas, Fiaho, to document, to identify where these things are, to write about them and to publish them. This is what I have published in this book for some time now. It's online, it's on Amazon, it's on Seller. So that is how the knowledge I also have about tourism brought it to bear on our local environment as well as the regional network. I'm working on another book now on Volta region. Yeah, the tourism attractions in Volta region, which we want to document and write about them into a book, into an online portal that people can go and read. So if we don't do some of these things, we may be sitting on gold mine, we may be sitting on acres of diamond, yet we may be poor. I said it at the beginning that tourism is an economic sector today. We call it the soft economy or the tourism economy. Apart from oil economy, cocoa economy, coffee economy, timber economy, manganese economy, bauxite economy, we also have the visitor economy. If we do it well, it's going to give us a lot of benefit. That is what Morocco is doing. That's what Egypt is doing. That's what Zanzibar is doing. That's what South Africa is doing. That's what Namibia is doing. Ghana, we must do it more than we are currently doing. I'm not saying that we are not doing anything. We're doing anything, but we are not part of the top 10 African countries that receive the highest number of tourism. In 2019, we had 1.1 million. At that time, Morocco had 12 million. Egypt has about 11 million. Kenya and South Africa and others had about 7 million international tourists coming in. So these are the challenges that we need to, face as a country. I know Ghana can. We can. Yes, we can. Volta region can. Yes, we can. Keta, Anglon, Sugakope, South Tongue, Akachi, Akachi South, Akachi North, South Tongue, Ketu South, Ketu North. We can. Tourism is gold now. It's just about developing it, promoting it, marketing it on all the platforms that we have today, on TV, on radio, on the on website, on the social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media platforms are already there, free. A few megabyte of this thing, you are selling what you have. So that is what I'm promoting all these years for tourism.
So, before we leave here, do you think there is something or anything the government is not doing, which the government must sit up and then do it to be able to meet other international tourist sectors?
Yeah, I'll not say this government is not doing because for some time now, the awareness is there, and government is pushing enough money into the tourism sector. We have a whole ministry for tourism. We have an authority, Ghana Tourism Authority, and we have the regional tourist authorities. What is left now is to have the district and municipal tourism offices. The law that establishes the Ghana Tourism Authority says so. I think Article 16, 15, and 16 that they should have district Ghana Tourism Authority offices. It hasn't happened. The law is since 2011 or so. Up to today, we haven't done that. One of the things that government will do in order to promote is to have this district municipal metropolitan tourism offices created. And budget allocation should come to the tourism. National budget should also reflect in regional budget, in district and municipal budget. And in order to promote tourism, it's money, but the money invested brings the returns. For example, when we wanted to do the year of return, 2019, according to some figures are gleaned on the internet, we spent about $3 million advertising on CNN, on ABC, on BBC, on some of these big networks abroad. $3 million. But I can tell you that Ghana got the highest amount of revenue ever, 3.3 billion in 2019.
And that's fine.
Yeah. So if you invest, you get it. A 30-second advert on CNN, a 1 minute advert, it costs. But 80 million people will see that advert. Even if it is 1%, which is 8,000 people who come, they'll come and spend not less than $2,000 in your economy, and you get the this. So to run it up, I want government to look at the the tourism sector, because as I talk to you now, tourism give us more money than cocoa. 2019, when tourism gave us $3.3 billion, cocoa gave us 2 billion.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think many people are aware of this.
Yeah, many people aren't aware. If government is aware, government will double its investment in tourism and double the revenue. And that's what Morocco is number one in Africa. That's what they did for the past 10,
But
20.
is there any proof that now tourism is making the wave than the cocoa sector?
Yes. COVID came in just after we had that takeoff.
Okay.
2019 was a takeoff for us.
Okay.
That's where we have the beyond the return. Beyond the return is a 10-year program, 2019 to 2029,
Okay.
where we want to make tourism as the driver of Ghana's economy. By 2020, we had COVID, and there was this international ban on traveling up to 2021 when the this thing was eased. So now it's picking up again. But let's not relent in our effort. We should invest in tourism because it can give us more money than gold, than coffee, than even oil and gas. Oil gave us 1 billion in 2019. Tourism gave us 3.3. So you can just imagine what lies in there for us as a country.
All right, viewers, that is Mr. Joel. Is it Degue?
Yeah, yeah.
Degue. Mr. Joel Degue. In fact, he's a very, very, very expert when it comes to tourism. He's number one. Yes, if I may put it that way. So, we don't have enough time. I wish we could sit and sit and sit because he has a lot in him to, deliver. But we'll come back some other time again for these tourism issues. So just keep in touch. My name again, Christian Adiabo. You can choose to call me Civist.